What's going on, my little gang of misfits? I know everybody's like, Lou, what are you doing? What's the big change? Well, listen, I did the change just because the positions that everybody's in, like I said, there's no reason for me to stick around anymore. I know my math on this. Like literally, I've timed it from my watch to my calendar, and then it's to the point where it's like, okay, I'm able to add things up, and I said that okay, like that specific play is probably going to be the size of Amazon on the secondary markets, and I said to myself like, that's it, done. With the regulations, everything done. So my thing was like, it's time to move past. Like I said, I wasn't, for those of you who know me, a lot of you know me. A lot of people know me. You have to take a look at everything as a whole. Like, money's attached to everything. Money's attached to stocks. Money's attached to metals. Money's attached to real estate. Money's attached to business investments as far as like startup capital. My thing is, I'm constantly looking at the events. The events dictate actions across the board. And you could say the thing that we were just in was, no, I'm not gonna say what, it was the greatest event. And because it was the most greatest event ever, that's why the mass opportunity for growth and wealth and everything happened. So I know everybody's like, are you leaving? Are you not gonna be, posting anymore? And I'm like, no, it's not that. It's just like, it's time to move on. I'm not a one-trick pony. I spent my time in Silicon Valley, and I spent my time on the street. And I've started businesses. I've sold businesses off. My world is my community, everything. It's one of these things where it's like, the reason why I decided to move over to the new position is because of what I talked about before. Who else is going to talk about Bigfoot, the real estate crash, the future of banks, crypto, areas to live inside of America, what's going to happen with currencies, business evolution as far as like, what's going to happen with Ford as they go electric? Are they one day going to turn around and tell Elon, listen, we want to buy the car division? And Elon goes and plays with his rocket. I believe that Elon is going to have an amazing future in other things. But I believe somebody's going to come and turn around one day and say, listen, we're buying the cars. And guess what? He's going to go, there you go. Because everybody's going electric right now. You have Toyota, Volvo, Volkswagen, even Lamborghini has gone down. It's just totally different. I see a future where Harley Davidson doesn't even exist anymore because $25,000 electric street bikes, battery technology's becoming cheaper. You can't sell EV for the price of the old Harleys. I understand they're trying to keep the profits coming in as far as revenue for shareholders and everything. I get that, but when you got bikes coming out of South Korea that you can buy for, $12,000-$13,000, and their tech is like, things change. So the reason why the focus to Lou Television or Lou TV, it's because I want us together as a global community, which is what we've always been. If you really think about it, I don't let the things that we were working on define us. Because I know guys from the street that became big time real estate people. I know big time real estate people that turned around and became, big investors into tech companies. Don't let your play define you. It's just not, that's not what it is. And also, you wind up spending a lot of time focusing on one play and it alters you and it takes your emotions down. So as far as what's there as far as events, I mean, like, what I talk about, like, this fall, I mean, if you think of all the different things that could come, and I've talked about it, I've talked about Delta, I've talked about, I mean, take your pick. The repo market, the Fed buying out the, 40 billion a month bonds. You could talk about banks being loaded up with toxic debt. You could talk about, France almost to the point of splitting and what's that going to mean for the euro, and Germany having closer ties with Russia and opening up their rail lines and basically forming new alliances. British ships, naval warships, in the south, in the Black Sea next to Crimea, and the Ukraine, like, for real, like, the world is full of so many different events that are coming. So Lou TV, it was gonna happen. I've been talking about it. I've been talking about it for a while. And I've been, like, dropping it on all my posts and everything I've been at. I've been saying, this is what we're going into. I took out LouTelevisionTonight.com, LouTelevision.com. I took it out tonight for $12. It's already worth, like, I don't know, like $1,000 something. Stupid thing like having, I don't know, 3 or 4 different websites with news on it can make you a monthly income. Like, these kind of things, like, I know guys that have 25 websites and they're generating thousands a month. That's why when I was, for all of you that know me through the time, there was no reason for me to get into, like, all the stuff that everybody else was getting into, because it's like, whatever, My thing is, I'm a regular guy. I love the community. I want to see everybody do the right plays and stuff like that, and I laughed at it because I'm like, people attack Lou. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Whatever. It's the normal stuff. As long as everybody's basically moving forward and helping out. And also, it's a rebirth with the site, with the forum. Eventually, we're going to have our own Discord. Just going to find somebody to manage it, moderators and stuff. Tom, I got you. I replied to your email. That's how tired I am. I was busy today renewing my passport, just doing some other errands. So we're doing good. Next month, hopefully I'll get my passport back and go get some medical treatments that are, like, pending. I've had to do for a while. Just coronavirus has blocked everything. Like, so now with Lou TV, we get to do fun stuff, real stuff, and future stuff, and it's better for the community. I don't care if numbers drop or anything. It doesn't matter. If at the end of the day I get 50, 60 people, 100 people that learn how to protect themselves, positions, why, if I turn around and bring CEOs to talk about their company as far as an investment or questions, you'll never see me talk to a CEO in a way that's not protecting all of us, because that's just not how it goes. But I think that I can take DD to another level. DD at the end of the day is like, for real, what are your contracts like? What's your staff? What's your technology? What separates you? I don't want to hear your resume. I want to hear facts. And guess what? Then those things can be analyzed, and as a community, you guys decide what you're going to do. That's the great thing about this. This is a giant open source thing. I've not changed on that. I just believe at the end of the day, I want to cover riots, Papa John's pizza. That's foot fungus. And at the end of the day, some people like it. I got, I got family members that say Papa John is the best. I'm like, maybe it's true. It's good pizza. It's just blasphemy to be in New York. It's just like, it's weird. It's like, that's like, do you see a Papa John in Italy? Like, for real. Imagine a Domino's delivery guy in Italy. Some guys in like some fucking tight clothing will be like, come over here, I want to talk to you. It's the fucking truth. Anyway, my thing is, I think that Lou TV is going to be something that enables me to shift from something happening with oil, a war that's going on, take a look at the price on silver, what's going on there, also interview people, and also take time to get away from all of this and do something stupid like, go talk to Bigfoot victims. You know that the day you put me someplace like Roswell, talking to people that say they saw aliens, that's gonna be real. So we're gonna do some fun stuff, and like I said, I'm solid on my math, I'm solid on my research. I have no doubts, so I turned around and just dropped the microphone and walked away. I got nothing more there's nothing more for me to do. I tell people to calm down, relax. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter these numbers. Everything is just a digital fugazi. That's all it is. It's not even real. It's not. It's when they start covering, that's when it comes down to it. That's when the rubber meets the road. That's it. So right now it's just, but you gotta start thinking, what are your future plays? Maybe you're gonna take time off. Maybe you're gonna say, Lou, for like a month or two, I don't want to do nothing. I'm like, I don't blame you. Unfortunately, I'm like a robot. I was also delayed for so long, so I have ground to cover. Like I have to do that. Also, it helps me exercise my brain to get back into that type of thinking. So I don't know. If you want to take the vacation, whatever, God bless you, do it. If you want to say that's it, I made enough and I'm done, go ahead and do it. It doesn't matter. This to me, there's no money between me and you. There's no membership. There's no payment structure. There's nothing. Nothing. It's always going to be nothing at the end of the day. Nothing. We just had somebody from our community, our family. She just sold her home in Arizona. She just made a killing. She just sold at the top of the market. She took the information that was there and she made a killing. And now she's gonna wait to buy lower in a different place that she wants to live in. So that's information that actually changed her life. And a lot of you guys have messaged me, you guys have made a lot of money and stuff. That's really what this is all about. So yeah, I was only, let me see, I did what? 30 days, 60 days, not even 60 days yet. But this grows into something, totally different. And that website, like I said, it's a simple website because I don't want it to be complicated, because I want to be able to do the things myself to it. I don't want to have to hand it off and then wait for somebody to come back and do it. I've been offered more complex websites, and I'm like, I know the capacity of what it could be, and it will be one day, but then it's not directly for me. The Instagram and the Twitter were launched today. So Instagram is Lou_TV, and the Twitter is Lou Television. So, the little @ sign and then Lou Television. But if you go to the website, LouTelevision.com, just look in the bottom links and you'll have the YouTube channel, the Twitter channel, and the Instagram channel, and that's there. And then eventually as a community, I'll probably kill off social media entirely, just because the website is the landing page. See, one of the things about social media, coming from my background, is that I don't control it. I don't. You guys remember all the nonsense we were dealing with? That's basically, I can't control that stuff. But on the website and our community, I can control it. And that's something that changes everything. So, I have people tell me things like, "Oh, you're gonna lose a lot of money," and I'm like, delete. Money's gonna be made. That's just how it is. I've always had that mindset, you know. There was a time, because of all the injuries and everything I had, and whatever, literally like homelessness or becoming a wealthy person, or like literally like whether I turn left or right. That's basically what it came down to, and I decided to take one or the other. And let me tell you something. The way I was kind of like, I could have gone that other way, because when you're that sick, the idea of putting your brains together, I don't even think I could have done A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Anyway, it just got to the point where it's like, okay, this is going to be the beginning of that. We're now moving into that. The site is up, the Instagram, the Twitter is up, and now the videos are now coming in one home under Lou TV, and that's where they're gonna stay at. And the idea is, if the community needs for everything to close down, like circle our wagons in order to be one place without craziness, I'll shut down social media entirely, and we'll only have the website. If YouTube ever has any difficulties, no problem. I got servers lined up in Scottsdale that they would house everything, and we'll continue. It doesn't matter. There's a lot still more to be done and learn. So, and we're having a blast with each other, I guess he said, "Man, this is a serious video." I'm like, this is a serious week. Like, no, but things drop down to 40. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm over here like renewing my passport, like, if you only understood how the bigger picture of that stuff is working out. And I know a lot of people, for them, this is like the end of their business model. And I just decided I don't want to be a part of that carnage anymore. I'm like, whatever, let's just move on. I'm not going to stick around for that. It's like, if you ever had a friend that drinks a lot, and at a certain point, you're like, all right, let me get him home. Because you know how it's going to end. He's going to be freaking horrible trying to, hook up with a wildebeest, or worse, get in his car and like kill somebody accidentally. So my thing is like, I'm done. I said what I had to say. I was all over the forums and everything. I was pointing it out when I did it, whatever. Everybody is much more educated on that, So now that's it. There's no doubts, no fear. I don't even bother looking at it like that. I know that when it gets to the markers where it has to, I know everybody's gonna be calling me. I'm gonna be like, okay, it started. That's just how it is. It already started. It just hasn't started. It's like, have you guys ever like go shop for a car? When you're shopping for a car, you do your research for what kind of car you want. Then you go to the dealerships. Then you start feeling out the cars. You fight off the sales guy. Then when you finally get to a certain point, you're looking at the price, what they're offering. You do a couple of test drives. And then you say, finally, I want this one. But guess what? Before you said I want this one, go back an hour or two when you were at home. Guess what? You already in your mind bought a car. The action at the end is no different than the beginning action that took you there. That's what's going on right now. These plays that we're seeing right now, the action already started. The end result is the price of the actual play when blocks start to be bought back. That's why everybody's going crazy. No, it's supposed to be this morning. I never said in the morning. I never said in the morning at all. I said this week. And that's it. All you need is one D to take a fall, vaporize, and then it starts. You know, and I think that's really cool by having this channel now is that I talk about that, I can talk about Bigfoot. A funny thing about Bigfoot, I actually had somebody tell me in an email over, and he said it's not that he saw Bigfoot, okay, it's not, but he's seeing signs of Bigfoot all around his home. So I'm thinking to myself, where does this guy live at? He must live like in Seattle or something, you know, like someplace out there where they got forest out there. Like raccoons have not met rabbits yet. Like that's how deep the forest is. So I'm like, what part of the Pacific Northwest are you? He's like, no, I'm in upstate New York. I'm like, that's not Bigfoot, dog. That's some like freaking child molester on the run. That's not Bigfoot. He's been out there in the woods too long. They're gonna just like grab you and be like, Bigfoot. Bigfoot, UFOs. It's a lot of this stuff. You ever notice that the UFO stuff is getting a little bit more hotter? Like everybody's talking about UFOs are out. They're everywhere. There's nothing better than to talk about UFO stuff with more black people. Black people talking about UFOs, let me tell you something. Forget about AMC, forget about going to the movies, UFC fights, football, whatever. You get black people talking about ghosts, the devil, and UFOs. Black people can comprehend Bigfoot. They're not in the woods hanging out. You know, they don't understand that. You know, that's like a white person phobia. They're in a tent, all of a sudden they hear it, zip, zip. I'm like, how is Bigfoot gonna open up a tent? They're really smart, Lou. I'm like, what, did you do a fucking IQ test on Bigfoot? Fucking hilarious. You're telling me he's so big and powerful and he's touching a little zipper and he's moving around, grabbing you in your orange sleeping bag? That's freaking hilarious. But then again, think about it. If you did have Bigfoot like running around the woods for all these years, like what if somebody like snap a photo of him? Like for real. Like today. Like everything you do, everybody snaps a photo. Like everybody does that. I run into people from the community in the street, and before I can go to them, hey, how you doing? It's like there's a photo of my face. I'm like, hey, how you doing? My face is everywhere. I kind of laugh at that because, you know, for me, I'm just like, just me. I hang out with everybody. But Bigfoot, somebody would have taken a picture of him, maybe a foot or something, you know, like for real. Like how is it I see every kind of weirdo in the world, but I don't see Bigfoot? And people tell me, no, you gotta live like in Alaska, and then I'm like, imagine me living in Alaska, grizzly bears running around. I got a moose hanging out, like a just giant transmitter, that moose hanging out, wanting to eat some pancakes. I'm like, that's some like wild stuff. I had somebody tell me one time, yeah, but if you live in Alaska, they pay you to live there. I'm like, that's the last fucking place I want to be. Fucking place if somebody has to actually give you some dough to stay here. Like, dog, just stay, okay? We'll give you money if you stay. How fucking bad is this? Can I see the picture of the women here before I move in? Holy shit. I'm not, it is fucking make it like, what are you gonna do with money in Alaska, like in the winter? The snow's up to your neck, the grizzly bear's out there waiting to fuck you up, Bigfoot's hanging out, you know, he's jogging and got a Walkman on. You don't need that stuff in your life. People in Alaska, come down, go hang out, you know, I don't know, go to Cuba or something. But whoa, move up there. It's gonna be a much more relaxed environment. You're gonna see, I know you need to see the number and you gotta press the button. I get it. You guys are standing outside the church saying, is this the day I go talk to Jesus? That's what you guys are right now. You're like caught on the fence. How can Lou be so certain of this? I'm too fucking old. I've seen too many fucking things in my life. I'm talking to too many people. And at the end of the day, math is math and all matters have to be settled. So with that, love you motherfuckers. Enjoy the new home. That's it. It's about time, you know, that we actually locked in and actually created our own home. So this is our community, you know. That's what's great about it. Lou Television. That studio is going to be a trip, but also outside as well, just everything. Melania, we have a domain, we have the website, we got the new social media, we have everything. It's been a long time. Now we're here, okay? Talk to you guys tomorrow. Get some rest. Remember, the line and the numbers are illusionary. When the covering starts, the covering starts. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. That's just how it is. Okay? Is that getting closer and closer and closer to payday? No. The checks are cut. That's what it is. I want you guys to learn that. There's a lot of things you guys are going to learn. Before Lou leaves this planet, he'll learn some stuff.